Hello everyone, David Lang here again. I say again, but some of you might have just seen a live video from me. I spoke, I don't know for how long, 10, 15 minutes. And now I just shared it to Facebook, and Facebook only showed or posted about 12 seconds of my entire video. I'm hoping this is going to work, but I have to redo the video. So if you already saw it, I will, forgive you if you're not going to watch the entire thing again, but I have to do this. I have to get the word out. So I'm actually going to redo the video, and I don't have notes, so maybe I'll say other things. There's a bit of spontaneity here. So if you already saw my previous live video, then maybe stick around. If not, I totally understand. But for some reason, Facebook didn't post the entire thing. Again, I hope this is going to work. Okay, I'm going to be a bit repetitive if you already saw the last video. And maybe some of you joining me now didn't see the last video, so I'm not being repetitive at all. Hope you're all doing okay. You'll notice that there's a different backdrop today. It's a nice, beautiful, tall tree. I'm not in front of my grill, and the reason for this is twofold. One, you'll notice that I've got, there's no shaking going on with the camera. That's because the camera is now on a tripod, on a table. I'm sitting down. So that's a great benefit, I think. But what sort of triggered me to do this was that I got some private, respectful messages from those of you who are vegetarian or vegan, saying, listen, David, do whatever you want. We don't agree with it. But we believe that it's going to put certain people off. You're trying to get an important message out there, but because you've got all that meat in the background, it's going to put certain people off. And you know what? Because it was done respectfully, privately, and I understood the point, I listen. It's a good point. I love grilling. Obviously, I love eating meat. When I'm talking to you, I've got the meat in the background. I've already finished my grilling. I don't need to show that, actually. Unlike the person who I spoke about last week that tried to publicly shame me into not doing it and then started lecturing me even on email after I said, listen, I don't appreciate that. So I think from now on, and I'd love your comments, those of you who are watching, and there's only 2 people watching at the moment because most of you watched my first version of this that didn't get posted to Facebook after the live. But I would like your comments. If you prefer this, then I'm definitely going to continue doing it this way. I think it is preferable just by virtue of the fact that the camera isn't shaking and I'm not moving around. But I'd love to hear your input. Okay, so what I want to talk about today, and I'm going to repeat myself again because I've already done this video, oh my God, is anti-Semitism and what I think is a clear and present danger with a particular anti-Semites and their followers. This week, I posted another in my series of anti-Zionists, not anti-Semites. A guy called Angelo John Page who lives in New Jersey. This guy's an ex-military guy. He's been part of white nationalist movements. And he's been posting the vilest of anti-Semitism under the guise of only being anti-Zionist. And he got his second wind this week because the FBI sent out a tweet, which turns out it was an automated tweet, of the protocols of the Elders of Zion, the anti-Semitic fabrication. I don't say forgery, but I say fabrication. Because a forgery implies that there was a source document that was real and someone's pretending that this is the real thing. No, it's a complete fabrication by the Russians. And he sort of latched onto that and he was saying it's not, some fabrication. Most of the things have turned out to be true. But he's been at this for years and years and years. He's a vile anti-Semite, but a neo-Nazi anti-Semite. Anyway, so he kind of got on my radar, even though he's been on the radar of other people for quite a while now. And as I'm sort of investigating, I noticed that, and I go to his YouTube channel, I noticed that he's actually planning something insidious. Now, what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to learn from the first video that didn't upload to Facebook, I'm going to hold my computer closer to the phone so you can hear the audio. I want you to hear what he's saying so you can judge for yourselves whether this guy is potentially planning something violent and bloody, okay? Please, those of you who are watching this, just confirm that you can hear it, okay? Just even one of you, just say, yeah, we can hear it, okay? I'm not going to point the phone at the computer so you can see the vision. It's on my blog, on the latest post as of the time of this video, on Angelo John Gage. Let's play it now and see if you can hear what I'm getting at. Okay, 1 second. Let's go to the first video. Okay, listen to this, please.
In other words, what me and the group I'm with are going to do will work. But it's going to have to be people who are willing to go as far as perhaps even being killed. And that would only happen when it really gets going.
Okay, did any of you, just please, a comment, did any of you hear that? If not, please go to my blog, israelicool.com, and check out that video. No one wants to comment? You're all shy today? Okay, I had lots of comments in the first version of this, by the way, which didn't get posted to Facebook. Okay, here's the second one.
There's no turning back. There's no more guessing with me. I told my wife the same thing. No more guessing, no more games, nothing. I am what I am. I'm going to defend myself and my children at all costs, even if it leads to my death. If this is not your attitude, then this revolution is not for you, and you will fail, and you will be enslaved, and the future for your children will be worse than ours would ever have been.
Okay, did you guys hear that? Okay, I'm not gonna wait for a response. I trust you heard it, but as I said, you can hear it on my blog in that post. This guy is talking about a revolution. He hates Jews. He's a neo-Nazi with a military background. He also, by the way, points those who are interested in this third way, or whatever he calls it, to go to a certain link, which is sort of an underground channel. It's not YouTube, it's not Twitter, it's not Facebook. And for people to be vetted. So I think I'm very worried about this guy. I don't want to take any chances with this guy. He's talking about willing to be killed. He's talking about disillusion with the Republicans and Democrats, and he thinks there has to be a third way. And this guy thinks Jews are behind all the evils in the world, and he's got a military background. How many more synagogue massacres are we willing to tolerate? How many more Jews have to die in the United States or elsewhere at the hands of neo-Nazis? So I've put him on blast. He doesn't like it, by the way. He's telling his followers on Twitter to report me for harassment, for amplifying what he's doing. I've tagged the FBI, I've tagged local law enforcement authorities. And I stand by that. By the way, he's also threatening me, and he's saying that I'm the one harassing him. And some of his followers are saying they should, I should be sued for libel. I want you to sue me. I would love this to get into the mainstream media. I don't want to take any chances with people like this, people. I believe he's a clear and present danger. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong on this. But it's better to be safe than sorry. All the signs point towards this guy doing something really crazy against Jewish people, at the very least. So I want you guys to please think about what I'm saying and report this guy also. If you live in the States, if you live in New Jersey especially, just at least to have the law enforcement authorities aware of him. I'm not scared. I'm not going to back down on this. I don't want to take any chances. How many times have we seen these atrocities occurring, especially in the United States, and after the fact, after a guy shoots up a synagogue, we see the social media posts and all the warning signs were there, and no one acted on it. So I just want to make sure that this guy doesn't do what I think he's going to do. And he claims I'm libeling him, and his followers claim I'm libeling him. I'm willing to put up with that risk. As I said, sue me. I would love you to sue me, because one, I'm not libeling anyone, and two, it will generate some publicity and shine a light. I don't want you guys going underground and planning something. I mean, this guy really seems to be dangerous, and I'm not willing to put up with that at all. So this is actually what I said in my first video, which didn't get posted to Facebook. Let's pray together that this video actually does get posted to Facebook, and not just the people that are watching live get to see it. But I will also, as I said in my previous video, I want to express my disappointment in certain Israel advocates, fellow Israel advocates who, I'm part of some WhatsApp groups, and I posted about this guy, and I got crickets for the most part. I got crickets for the most part on this. And this hasn't been, let's say, retweeted and shared enough from my point of view. What do you guys think you're doing? What's it all about? Is it about memes? Is it about getting certain hashtags, trending? Okay, that's all well and good. I'm not knocking that. But this is potentially life and death, people. Okay? If your Israel advocacy has to be beyond pure social media shenanigans. Okay, think about what you're doing. I want to do a shout out, or give a shout out to my friend Joseph Cohen of the Israel Advocacy Movement. He's one of the only ones that responded to my call for action and took it seriously. And he's putting out amazing videos, by the way, if you're not already seeing them. Okay, that's what I had to say today. I know it's less light and fluffy than my at least last week's, when we there was news of the normalization with the United Arab Emirates, which was on a more positive note. But seriously, I can't stress this enough. I believe this guy is a danger, and I want to alert you all to it. Please check out my blog, israelicool.com. My post on Angelo John Gage. Look at the YouTube videos. If he's taken them down, by the time you look at them, don't worry. I've downloaded all the videos, or the relevant videos at least. And I want to make sure that this guy doesn't do what I think and pray to God he isn't planning on doing. Again, I hope I'm wrong about this. Okay, everyone that was watching the second version of this video, hopefully this will post on Facebook this time. Have a great weekend and Shabbat Shalom.